Art Rooney sits down with Robert King, and what did we learn? We know for sure, with certainty, that Justin Fields will be named the starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2025. Russell Wilson, see you later. You're a decent guy, but it's time to say goodbye. I didn't like what Art Rooney had to say was this. They want to bring another quarterback into the room with the same skill set as Justin Fields. So in the free agent market, you're very limited at this point who and what you can bring in to the quarterback room. And that definitely tells me one thing, a signal that Sam Darnold will never be signed to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is a mistake. This is going to cost the Pittsburgh Steelers another 5 to 10 years of hardship if Justin Fields doesn't work out. It's going to be a mistake. I don't care that he's a pocket passer, a statue passer. He's a great pocket passer. There is no reason or no excuse if you get Sam Darnold into the building early in free agency why you can't let both guys compete for the job and you add plays to the playbook that are specifically designed only for Justin Fields. You could pull it off. Anything is possible. I don't want to hear it's not possible because these coaches work 24 hours a day. It's possible. You can't have Justin Fields as the starter and then a backup that's just, Kenny Pickett. I don't want to hear about Mason Rudolph coming back to the Steelers. Are you crazy? The definition of insanity, what is it? Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. That's the definition. And that's what this is. Now, I'm happy that Justin Fields is going to be given every opportunity to be the starter. Last year, he should have been the starter from day one. You felt the energy in the team. They knew he could take off and run with the football at any time. He gave you a different dynamic. He gave you a chance to win. He could throw the ball 70 yards down the field, no problem. He could throw the ball to the middle of the field. We all know what his problem is. Reading defenses and holding on to the ball too long. Do I think it's fixable? Absolutely. Do I think he has the right mentality to fix it? Yes, I do. I really like Justin Fields, the person and the player. Last year, what happened, Justin Fields could have won 9 games in a row, and for whatever the reason was, Tomlin was in love with Russell Wilson. I mean, is his wife friends with Ciara? I don't get it. I just don't get it. And then you start losing football. You have no offensive output, and you still don't bring Justin Fields into the game. Let's get off that. The past is the past. Let's talk about today. Let's talk about what Art Rooney II said yesterday. But you get the point. He said a few things that are concerning. He wants the same type of player in the room as Justin Fields as the backup quarterback. I think that's a mistake. He also said there would be no significant coaching changes. I didn't think he was going to fire Tomlin ever in a million years. But let's talk about our offensive line. I don't believe for a second that the Steelers' offensive line is so bad that they can't get this much push off the offensive line. I'm not buying that. I think they're poorly coached. I think the scheme that they run is just not what these guys do, and it shows. In a game of inches and angles, and it's literally a game of an inch, and you think these things don't matter. I'm not saying you had to fire the offensive line coach. I know the Rooneys don't operate like that, and neither would I in football. Sometimes it takes a while to get the well-oiled machine running. But let's be serious here. You're not even going to bring in anybody else to help the offensive line coach, help the defense. give a different output or look. Everybody keeps talking about the Kansas City game on the blitz that did Buffalo Josh Allen in. That defensive coordinator did not call that blitz the entire season. He left it in his back pocket for the most important time. It worked. It sent the Kansas City Chiefs to the Super Bowl. What do the Steelers do? Well, we're going to keep all the coaches that we have, and I don't have a problem with that. Art Rooney's making it sound they're not going to bring anybody else in to give different input. You have to collaborate. You have to bring in. It's a business. It's a game and it's a business. But it's a collaboration at the same time. It's a meeting of minds. When certain things aren't working, you need a different perspective. And Art Rooney closed the door on that. Oh, no, nothing's going to change. That's more concerning to me than anything else. That's the most concerning part of that interview. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get a franchise quarterback like Sam Darnold for the next 10 years. I don't want to hear about guys coming out in the draft that have never played a down in the NFL. I don't want to hear about these guys. We have an elite defense. Elite. The defense, people are like, oh, the defense wasn't that. Are you insane? The offense didn't do anything. The defense was on the field. The offense would go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3. The defense was on the field the entire game, and they're still ranked like 11th in the league. What happens if you give them an offense that can score and go on prolonged drives? The defensive numbers get even better. So this whole notion that the Steelers are so far away from a championship, I don't believe it. I don't believe that. But if certain changes aren't made, nothing's going to change. Obviously, we know Russell Wilson's not the answer. We know. Everybody knows that. You can't just bring in a backup who is completely useless, that has no chance to give you a chance to win in case Justin Fields doesn't work out. Sam Darnold, he's finally getting it. He was a first-round draft pick of the New York Jets. A seasoned veteran where you put him in any situation and no situation is too big. This is the guy you need. He brought the Minnesota Vikings pretty much 2 games away from a Super Bowl. But for some reason, the Steelers are going to go into next season with Justin Fields, which I agree with, who is unproven, almost like starting a rookie. It's the equivalent to starting a rookie to some degree. So I don't understand how you don't have a solid backup plan where you say, okay, didn't work with Justin. We're gonna insert Sam Darnold, and now we got a chance to win the Super Bowl. You can't go into the season with 2 unproven quarterbacks. You can't do it. And the Steelers are so far under the cap, they can bring in Sam Darnold. They just got to open the checkbook. Open it up. It was pretty much what I expected. Everybody said this was breaking huge news. This isn't breaking huge news. The news that's concerning is Sam Darnold is definitely not coming to the Steelers, and there will be absolutely no changes to the coaching staff. Now, fine, they might pay some consultants, our offensive line. I'm not buying it that these guys can't play football. I'm just not. They're much better players than what we've seen. At this point, if you go into next season and you don't bring in an offensive line coach, somebody to assist Tomlin with the defensive calls, and a Sam Darnold type quarterback, we're just headed for insanity one more time. It will be the same thing again. And I'm assuming a lot right now if you think about it. He didn't say that Russell Wilson's going anywhere. I could be totally wrong right now. What if they send Justin Fields back, and then what? Then what the hell video am I going to make? I mean, then it's just total insanity at that point. So I guess I'm speculating a lot right now that I know what Art Rooney II is thinking, but I could be totally wrong. We could see Justin Fields packing his bags and leaving Pittsburgh. Then what? Then we're really screwed. And if you want to know why I have my Christmas sweater on, it's because it's always Christmas when you're a Steelers fan. And the Christmas sweaters are worn from Thanksgiving to the first week of March when winter ends. That's why.